Boom, what's good, my people? We're back again for another vibrations here on the one and only Mystelics reaction channel, guys. Welcome back. Round of applause goes out to each and every one of you guys who tuned in to yet another Mystelics reaction, guys. Big up say one time, give this video a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. And of course, if you don't know, this is why I tend to react to a number of videos taking place in Dominica, the Caribbean, and the rest of the world by extension. Now, guys, this one is a more serious tone or a serious undertoning for a reaction, but I've got to do a reaction on it, give a little more in depth with this one. Of course, we hear it that this individual, KARL, NASSIEF, one of the individuals in the business, and I know on the basis that they tend to do these things is mainly for them to get the publication, to put their information out there and so forth. I know all these kind of things in this regard, but we need to address it regardless. And of course, he wants people to take the injection and so forth. Anyways, let's listen to what he has to say right there, guys.
You need to mandate that.
Now, guys, by the way, you'll notice some mute areas because I don't want YouTube to come after me. They just take up my partner video the other day. He has 1.4 million subscribers and does pretty well when it comes on to YouTube. And they took down his videos because he said he's not supporting the how do I say this? When you travel, you need this document, and then they're saying that you need to get this Rona document. if you get my drift. I cannot say it in the way that I would like to say it because YouTube always comes for people when they talk about it. He was just talking about this and say he doesn't support it, and then boom, they take down his video and they give me a strike, which is absolutely ridiculous in this regard right there. When he's just giving his opinion, he said he's not against the injection. That's what he says. If you want to take it, you take it. I believe so too. If you want to take it, take it. But on the basis that you're taking it, you need to be informed. That is one of the things that we'll talk about here today, brothers and sisters. But let's continue in this regard.
You need to mandate that.
He's saying you need to mandate the injection.
Or make it extremely hard.
Or make it extremely hard.
For non-vaccinated to be around.
For people who have not taken the injection.
Around the vaccine.
Or make it extremely hard for people who have not taken the injection to be around the people who have taken the injection. Which is kind of foolish. It is really foolish. We'll talk about that, why it's foolish in a while. And you expect a businessman, and guys understand, just because you're a businessman doesn't mean you're always good upstairs. You might be good in business, doesn't mean you have any sort of moral inclination or any sort of ethical point of view when it comes on to people and their understanding and the different choices that they can make. Let's continue.
We see with the current problem of lack of vaccines, a lot of economic and social damage coming.
That is not why there's social damage, bro. Social damage happens because they don't know how to properly handle it. There's a lot all over the place, all over the world. You can pretty much see this. Countries that have been fully injected have the same problem as well. So you come in and say this thing doesn't add up whatsoever. Where you get your statistics from? It doesn't add up, bruh.
It is not one's right to infect others and potentially kill them.
Oh, no, on the basis of killing people, which is not the case at all. Let me go and get the statistics for you guys right there. As you can see, the amount of people who have been infected by, guys, keep in mind, this is not the Rona, this is not the Vide, the Co and the Vid. This is not it right there. This is the entire of the cases when it comes down to this thing. So that includes flu, coughing, all kind of things. When you have these kind of things, you have this, they include it in this thing. This is why a number of persons have, where the others disappear, this is where they disappear to. Anyways, in regards to when it comes down to the passing away of individuals in regards to this thing, these are the amount of people who have passed away, and the recovery is right there. So just because, remember, the Co and the Vid, I say it that way, so you know, the Co and the Vid, they are part of this thing as well. So a number of persons have been recovering who have not taken the injection. Even before the injection came in, guys, I think it was 134 million recoveries to that of 140 million. I remember it's somewhere around that region of the total cases. Now in this time it's 223 million when it comes on versus 200,000. So he's talking people. That's wrong, and that's one of the things that I noticed. A lot of the rhetoric is being put out there stating that if you catch the COVID, you're gonna die. Oh shoot, I said it. Hopefully they don't come for me. But if you catch the Rona, you're gonna die. That is not the case at all. On the basis of the people who are most affected are the symptomatic people. And guys, keep in mind, I've always been stating this right there. The most affected individuals are obese individuals. 78 to 80% make up the symptomatic cases, guys. Symptomatic cases, not asymptomatic. Symptomatic cases. 78 to 80% make up symptomatic cases, and of course the rest are the comorbidities. Comorbidities, and of course there are exceptions to these rules. But remember, guys, the exceptions do not make the rule. They don't make the rule. The rule is not guided by the exceptions. They are just exceptions to the rule. So you have a few people here and there, yes, cool. But on the basis of the entirety of this thing, 95 to 99%, I would have to say, are based off obese individuals and comorbidities. So keep that in mind. Anyways, let's go back a little to what he has to say right there.
It is not one's right to infect others.
Now, on the basis that he's talking about infection. Now, guys, keep in mind, he's putting forth or trying to push forth the understanding of saying that people need to get injection, the uninjected need to get injected. But the injected as well as the uninjected, or not those that are not injected, can both spread it. Both the vaxxed and the unvaxxed individuals can spread it. So on the basis of what you're saying, this right here.
It is not one's right to infect others.
It is not one's right to infect others. Therefore, you have to take precaution for yourself because you know that both the vaxxed and the unvaxxed can spread it. So if you're telling people to make it mandatory to get the vax and the vax people can spread it, then that tells you something about the very same thing that you're saying doesn't make sense. And you don't have to think about that is scientifically proven. They say it stays in the nostril. When you bring out all the kind of things, it can spread. So what you're saying there about infecting people doesn't make sense based off any mandatory anything. Ted Kalbas, they call you. Guys, keep in mind, just because people have businesses and you know, they can be business smart, but doesn't mean they have any understanding of ethical or understanding of science in itself or reasoning aspect when it comes on to outside the scope of business. Keep in mind that these people are not always 100% okay upstairs. I don't know what that is. So
it is not one's right to infect others.
On the basis that he's saying this, guys, keep in mind that you wear your mask, you sanitize, and so forth and so forth. Do what needs to be done, but taking injection or not does not prevent you at all. It doesn't prevent you at all. You can carry equally, not just bit, you know, you can equally carry and equally spread it as well. The only basis that they're saying is that you would not be affected. So if you would not be affected, you should not have much worry about. Not true. Although that you have not be affected is very much debatable, especially when it comes on to other diseases that is happening to individuals, blood clots, and who have inflammation, all kind of autoimmune, all kind of things that is taking place when it comes on to this injection. So you may not be with the Rona, you might get something else. So keep that in mind right there, guys. Anyways, let's continue.
That's a fact.
It's not a fact. That's what you're saying. It's no fact at all. But let's continue. We know the fact is that both the vax and the unvax can spread it. So you wanted mandatory vaccination, doesn't add up. Shoot, I say it. Anyways.
The vaccines are safe and effective.
On which science do you get this? The only understanding that they're actually saying this is that they're saying that the cases are going down because people have got the injection. But on a large scale, 80% of individuals, whether they take it or not, will not get the Rona. So if 80%, well, on the basis of getting the injection, they will not be, they will remain asymptomatic then, and they will recover and so forth. So individuals who've gotten the injection doesn't mean that the injection is protecting them. It just could be they are part of the 80% that would not have been affected. It's simple maths, you know, mathematics.
Fact, full of data to support this.
No, get me the data, please. I have researched a lot, man. I have done so much. Oh, you guys wouldn't even believe the extent that I go to find this information. And when the science doesn't add up, I cannot come here and decide, hey, and it's one thing when I say it's for my own personal reasons why I would not take the injection. It is also other people's reasons that they decide they want to take it. But a lot of people are not informed about why they should take it. They are just telling individuals to take it. And you have to keep in mind that based on the speculations brought about by WHO and a number of these places, they said you need to tell the individuals what exactly, and thus will have the responsibility on themselves as voluntary individuals who are volunteered to take the stuff. You must tell the individuals about this thing before you give them any injections. You can't just tell people go and take injections.
Dominica is crowded. Small shops, small businesses.
Dominica is crowded. The amount of people that live in Dominica, you know, Dominica is crowded. Dominica had more people 10 years ago. Dominica had more people 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Dominica crowded. You inside too long, my boy. You inside too long.
So the spread is real.
The spread is real because obviously that's what would happen. Especially the Delta variant, obviously you would have spread faster. And majority of individuals would not be affected by it. It is those with comorbidities and they are obese and, you know, works on the immune system because of their weight and, you know, all those kind of things that are playing into the thing.
The Delta variant spreads much quicker. So
I agree
it will
that.
continue to spread quicker.
I agree that. But will people be affected? The amount of people that have been in the thing, much of them have taken the injections. Not much. Not much have taken the injections. From the time I used to count, probably about, let's say about 400 or 500 people have taken it. From the time all the way back then to now.
But I have a few questions. Why are the existing leaders who have been given a mandate to lead not done so, but no vaccine are the only way?
That is not true. There are a number of ways on which you can actually correct these things. There are peer reviews. There are a number of studies going out there. There are a number of places that have adopted this new cures and measures for these things. The Ivor mech. You have to be very careful how you say things. You know, tin is one of them. Hydroxy is another one. Corticosteroids, I think that is his name. The first one they was using back in the day. And a dude actually lost his job for actually implementing this. And then afterwards, they did a study and they started using it for early stages of the Rona. Then they adopted the Hydrox and they realized the Ivor one is the best one that pretty much is a preventative as well as a curative kind of thing. So you have to keep this in mind. So there's a number of ways, and obviously we know the best way is natural immunity. That is the best way, 13 times more effective than any injections. 8 times less, 8 times with the injections itself, you are 8 times more to pass away than the natural immunity. So you cannot tell people that they need to be mandated something when obviously they can adopt in natural immunity. That's what is taking place in Dominica, and I think that is a good thing right there. Instead of people going and get your natural, you come out in the quarantine or whatever, you get your thing, you come back up, you get your natural immunity, of course. Because vitamin C, D, and zinc they're giving individuals in quarantine, I heard. So, anyways.
Why has the opposition party not put forward a statement on mandating vaccines?
Because that'd be very foolish. Very, very foolish. And you talk about the leaders.
Why are the existing leaders who have been given a mandate to lead?
And you're talking about making it mandatory and stuff. That is very foolish to do, sir. Because you still have something that is experimental. Remember, the only thing that has been approved is the Pfizer, what is it? Confirminati, some kind of thing like that. Confirminati, I think that is its name. That is the only thing that has been approved. You want to then make them a mandate, something that is not. But I don't just have Mr. Thinking, you know. You want to make something that is still in the emergency use only category to be mandated on individuals. Because that is the Astra is the main thing, and we have the Chinese one, and then I think we have a few things, but not the Confirminati one, you know. It is the other thing that they brought down. You have to keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. So they cannot mandate this. And it is also somebody's choice for them to take it or not. We have the Geneva Convention. We have a number of these things that target individuals and human rights. And it's specific to the point where they state that every single detail needs to be brought forward before you object or you agree to take something. And that is not happening in this day and age. That is the problem that we have in, you know. A lot of all you talking nonsense in the place. People like Mr. talking foolishness in the place. Talking about why are they mandating. You can mandate something that is emergency use only. Huh? You can mandate that. That making sense to you? And you know, even the other thing you can mandate, because at the end of the day, I think they say the tests will go on up till 2023. And of course, some will go up to 2023 and the whole thing will go up to 2025. So that is 4 years before they can pretty much put this thing in thing. All you have to use all your brain, man.
Not done so, but no vaccines are the only way. Why has the
That is false. That is not the only way.
opposition party not put forward a statement on mandating vaccines?
Because the opposition leader not foolish to mandate something that they themselves have not much clue on. How you can mandate something you don't have much clue on? You just go and listen to people out there and then they say, oops, sorry, that is the wrong thing. We need to do the other thing. The very people on top is doing that. Oops, no, you need to wear mask. No, oops, you don't need to. No, oops, sorry, you need to put it and then double and you have to wait inside when you get injected. Boy, boy.
Why has the unions, churches, DIC not put forward a statement on mandatory vaccines?
Because that is not their duty to do so. It is an individual's right to choose, and he must therefore have the vital information to make a proper consented decision. You cannot decide, oh, everybody go and mandate, get this thing because we say so, and you're not explaining anything for the people why they need to do this. Even when you sign the paper, when you in the United States, you sign the paper, they tell you it is fully your responsibility. Fully yours.
Are we all being myopic, short-sighted?
No, I think you are just being oversighted of seeing the very thing that is taking place in front of your eyes. Because you probably take it and you feel like, hey, let me go put that on my employees. They should sue you. I should be one of your employees. Me, that should be your employees. Me. Boy.
I guess history will be the judge, I guess.
History has proven a lot of things to a lot of black people, especially when it comes on to getting injections, saying, oh, let me help you. You remember Tuskegee experiment? Remember what they're doing women in Africa? History wants to repeat itself when it comes on to this same thing. When they were putting HIV and all kind of thing in people. And then sterilizing women, saying they're helping them. Only later on they find, but nobody take jail after that. Not true? Okay.
By the way, our laws allow for mandatory vaccines.
That is not true. No, I actually saw something. I don't know if that is the 100%, but I saw something, a document that was written in 1997. Now on the basis, let me explain something to you before I get to that. Now on the basis, I remember there was this whole argument of an individual making the claim that the laws of the United States are for everybody and should be placed on everybody and so forth and so forth. And they're actually using the phrase, I think, brought by Jefferson Thomas, who stated that all men are created equal. Now, in our day and age, all men are created equal and should be created equal, and all men should be equal because they are created by God. Not true. True or false? Yes, that is definitely the case. But when it was written, you have to understand something. There's also a historical and cultural backing for which these rules were made. When these rules were made, all men were created equal. Remember, America was fighting with Britain, you know. Britain wanted to take back America as their own, but the people in America say, no, we don't want to give you, we want to have our own sovereign right. All men are created equal. You cannot enslave us. That is around independence, 1776 in the United States. When they made that statement, all men are created equal. Now, on the basis of understanding the fight between men are created equal in Britain as well as in the United States, America at that time, well, United States independence, you have to figure out that they did not reference black people nor women. All men are created equal was subjected to the individuals that were considered men are being created equal. This is why women could not vote. This is why black people, both men and women, could not vote. And this statement was made in reference to this thing. The guy who was making the argument saying that all men were created equal was stating this unbeknownst to him that this was what it meant back in the day, how it was made. Therefore, the rules need to be understood and changed in certain dimensions to be understood, if you get my drift. Now, on the basis of what he's saying there, if you read the context of the thing, I don't know, I would share, but I'm not exactly sure if this is accurate or not. I saw this on Facebook or whatever, but based on the rules, it stated previous injections, previous injections were to be mandated when individuals were coming in, residing in Dominica and whatnot. So it was the necessary steps that needed to be had as a result of the previous types of injections, by the way, which had a long study process. some of which of the injections that you're talking about, polio and this kind of things there, some of these things took 46 years, 52 years, 56 years, a number of years before they were brought to human beings or brought to the population to be used as injections for people. So you have to understand the basis for which they were speaking. Also, they also included natural immunity. They included that in there. So how do you define how everybody's supposed to get this when they also included natural immunity in this thing as well? So what is your point, Mr. Man, if you're saying that the laws said things are mandatory? No, you have to understand they said previous injections and that of natural inoculation. So you have to keep these things in mind. Don't just come and make up things because you think it's applicable today and hey, all things. No, it said previous. Therefore, the previous could be the things that were applied or allowed to apply as mandatory back in the day. Remember, what was happening back in the day is a completely different thing than what is happening now. The mRNA stuff makes your cells create a spike protein. What was happening then, they took a dead cell or weakened cell of the virus, input it in your system, that they then have a natural immune response to that very thing, and thus create T cells and B cells memory of this thing. So if you get affected by the real thing, you are then immune to it by having that natural immunity that will protect you from this stuff. It is totally different for the MNR one that makes your cells keep constantly producing this stuff, and they have no idea. They say it wanes off after 6 months. That's what they say. Anyway, so you have to understand where and how the rules were applied and how is it applicable to what is happening to something that is totally new. You have to understand this, my boy. But he doesn't read and understand, man.
I wonder why.
Because you don't understand it. That's why.
So we believe the top business leaders who have spoken to are ready to agree to mandatory vaccines. Otherwise, the continual degradation of our people and island will continue.
No, that means you guys, everybody in your business, as well as you, need to go and take the very tests yourself. You cannot mandate something against somebody's rights. And if you do this based off something that is not approved in any aspect at all, only for emergencies, because that's the main thing that is out there, you have to then retract that statement and say, we would like to advise you to take it, or you need to go and do a test, which means that both people who have taken it as well as those who did not take it need to go and do tests, because they both can spread it. And furthermore, for the very individuals that you're speaking of, you mandating things on people, lawyers have sent this out to me right there, guys. So I'd urge you guys to, therefore, you can actually get this thing that you can share with your business. Remember, the companies that are producing these injections, they are immune. But that doesn't mean this guy business is immune from it. If they're the ones forcing you to take it, you need to make these individuals go through this thing, answer it correctly, and sign it. This is lawyer written. Also, I have lawyers, guys. You can definitely check me out. If they're trying to force, you guys can make so much. You guys can make so much money from these guys, man, because they're infringing on your right. They are infringing on your right. First of all, what the Geneva and all the other things that protect human rights, they tell you you have the right to refuse it as well. You have the right to refuse it as well. And on the basis that he's trying to make something that is mandatory, even understanding the very rule that he tried to give, is saying that is in Dominica's law, talks about natural immunity, natural inoculation is the right word that they use. So you making something mandatory and say if you don't do it, then you get fined. You have, boy, all you don't know how to make money in that Dominica. All you don't know how to make money in Dominica, there, boy. Never. This is a document right there, guys. You have to keep this in mind. I'm just running through it so that you guys can pretty much see how it is. Brought about by lawyers. You present this to your business and make them liable. You can make them liable. Hey, you want me to take it? Sure. Okay, let's go through this thing. Is this corrected by this thing? And therefore, I would like to make you mandatory or make you liable for anything that has to happen to me as a result of what you try to make me take. Make them liable for it. You cannot just decide, hey, because if you take this on your own, guys, and anything happens to you, it is you totally you, the responsibility will fall on. Even though they are the ones trying to force you to take it so you can keep your job. Keep this in mind, brothers and sisters. Keep this in mind right there. Anyways, people are talking about boycotting this guy's business. I don't know how effective that would be because I know a number of you guys like KFC. Or you like all your chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken, man. But he's talking about the world has called mandatory, blah, 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 while making other unsophisticated remarks. Very foolish remarks he has stated. Because he clearly doesn't know what is. And guys, I do a lot of research on this thing, I do a lot of research. Sometimes be up 3 a.m. in the morning just listening to different arguments and listening and researching and seeing all kinds of things that people are saying. And the basis for science in itself, these things that is going on doesn't necessarily add up. So you guys have to keep this in mind. Don't make nobody come and force nothing on you. I say they're trying to do that for tranquility. Tranquility, all you have a right. I tell you guys, use this document. They want to make you take it. Make the businesses liable. So anything that has to happen to you, you will be accounted for, and the business has to take care of you. The business not immune, you know. It's the farmers, the companies, them that immune. The factories and these people that are immune. So keep that in mind. They're immune, not these businesses. And if they decide they don't want you again and whatnot because of this, you can take them to court. You must win your case. You must. There have been court cases going all across the United States. And individuals have been winning their cases. I just shared one on my Facebook of the individual who won his case based off his natural immunity. The school telling me they will have to fire him or something, and he said no. He has his natural immunity and they want to come and ting him. No, he won his case. Just like the individual who went in Canada, I forget the name. He went and he won his case as well, telling them to separate to show that this thing is actually a V. They couldn't separate it. They had to win it. All you don't know. All you just letting people do all the thing in Dominica, boy. All you just letting people do all the thing. Anyways, they say they need to boycott the business, papa. Boycott myself. It's been a moment since I've eaten KFC. I check in KFC. Too much KFC not good for the body. Especially in this day and age. Getting fat is not a good thing, man. Especially the road I tell you 78 to 80%. All you have to be mindful of that. Anyways, guys, I talk plenty on this thing. What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. This is pretty much all about us for this here reaction vibrations, man. It's just rather interesting, some of the foolishness you're hearing from individuals who are supposed to know better. But based off they saying whatever, oh, the government trying to tell them, oh, do this and do that. What are you doing for your business and whatnot? You're thinking. But this is not in reference to any sort of law. What he's saying there? No, it also includes, it says the previous injections and natural immunity. So you trying to mandate something when majority of Dominicans have the natural immunity. I mean, just check inside the thing and you'll see how much people that have not taken it and those who have, they have been given vitamin D, C and zinc, and then after it clears out, they go about their business, they gain the natural immunity from the thing and they go to go. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. And this is pretty much all about us for this here reaction video. And it was kind of crazy. I know I went probably too deep with this one. This is not supposed to be a reaction. It should be a vlog. But still at the same time, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Share this video out there, out and out, all over the place. And make Mr. Them understand. Stop talking stupidness in people's head, man. Stop talking irrevocable foolishness in people's heads. As if people don't know how to read and write. And you just come in like the Pope back in the day and just telling man the gospel. Man can read and write for themselves. Stop your dirty ways for it. Anyways, guys, be real. Be positive. I'll see you guys in the next one.